early, isn't it? It's quite early. I do say so myself. I'm gonna do my morning routine of eating my vegetable spring roll every morning. Wear your damn glasses. I'm wearing my contacts today because I have another stream planned after this reaction stream. The glasses simply aren't gonna cut it, if you catch my drift. Who sleeps while wearing their glasses? They're just gonna get crushed. I like how that's your question about my appearance. Gotta get my nutrients up. But you're up. Am I? Or am I in a perpetual state of sleep paralysis? Maybe you're not up. Maybe you're actually still asleep right now, and you're dreaming all this. Wouldn't that be crazy? Gotta get my nutrients up. Okay. Where needs to get more woke? This is the only non-woke stream on Twitch.tv. If I go to Kick, on the other hand, that's a different story. Really, all it takes as a streamer is you go to Kick for a month and you immediately become a grifter. If I ever get canceled for something stupid, I'm immediately throwing all my morals to the side. I'm immediately sucking the cock of the right-wing chud cycle. This isn't news what I'm reporting on right now. What I am gonna... You're a little quiet. I think it's the music that's loud. Or is it? It's blowing my own hair in my own damn face. We gotta make sure we get this right. Am I quiet or is the music loud? Morals are just suggestions. Yeah, I mean, like... Mores are cool and all, but it's not gonna pay my bills. It's not gonna buy my house. Morals are simply getting in the way of me being able to buy my 5th car. Or maybe pay off all that debt. There's currently no music. Okay, so I'm quiet without the music is what you're saying. Kick is like Zootopia evil juice for streamers. And the second you step foot over... Is there any Kick streamer who's, like, not a bad person? Am I quiet? Let's listen to the stream, shall we? Let's see. Let's listen to the stream, shall we? I don't think I'm quiet. I think your computer might be turned down a little bit. What I do need to figure out, though, is, we're gonna talk about this a lot, but this here Pokémon Presents... if you have seen it, keep it to yourself. Seems to only be 20 minutes long. So I want to make sure I get this right. One, I want to make sure I'm moving. Awesome Santa Claus cosplay. It's actually, this is what I wear to sleep. So I'm going to bring up Twitch on my phone to make sure everything's moving correctly. We only got one shot at this. Alright, I'm moving. I'm going to assume the video is also moving. Ah, the Pokemon channel. And is that an appropriate volume? Is that a volume becoming of a streamer if I'm reporting on the news? You guys got to report back to me. See, I may be reporting my news, but you guys are in the field. Also, I can't hear myself, obviously. So I'm going to assume it's okay. I'm going to watch this 20 minutes, and then I'm probably going to discuss it for, like, even more than that. I woke up this morning, and I managed to prevent spoilers because, obviously, I'm not watching it live. Who's going to wake up at 9 a.m.? I managed to avoid spoilers for the longest time. I saw a quick glimpse of a screenshot while I was posting the tweet to this stream that may give something away. We're about to find out, I suppose. This guy has an honest-to-God sleeping cap. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm not lying or joking at all. All right, 20 minutes of this. Also, listen. Okay, I'm going to watch the whole thing unbroken. And then, when I want to analyze, I'll go back through analyze. All right. Genuine reaction. I hope Totodile's in this. Rather, I hope Stunfisk is in it. Are they getting out a remake of Pokemon Channel? He just did the :D. Just gonna give Japanese kids seizures.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Ishihara from the Pokémon Company.
Hi, Ishihara.
Today, February 27, is Pokémon Day.
Woo! Scarlet and
This is
Violet
the date
2,
the
baby.
Pokémon
Let's
Red
go.
and Pokémon Green games were first released in Japan.
And I think next
marking
year's the
beginning of
30th
the
anniversary,
Pokémon
right?
series.
That can't.
It's
No,
been
because it was.
29 years since the birth
Yeah.
of Pokémon,
Oh, fuck.
and we've reached this milestone through the support of all you trainers around the
That's why
world.
the next game is the
Thanks to all
final
of you,
Pokemon game.
It's now
No more
possible
after
to
that.
enjoy Pokémon each day in a variety of ways.
So you drop the volume just slightly? Okay.
We hope
Yes,
to
ma'am.
keep bringing you new experiences to brighten
But
your
now I can't hear
day-to-day
Ishihara.
lives with Pokemon.
I can. I'm lying to you. I'm gonna turn my computer
In
up.
today's broadcast, we'll be sharing all the latest news about Pokemon,
What?
including our newest titles.
Oh.
Please enjoy the presentation.
Alright, this is the Netflix
It's the
show.
Netflix series Pokemon.
It's the Netflix
Concierge.
series
It
Pokemon
takes place at
Concierge.
a Pokemon resort on a tropical island.
I watched
The
a
story
little bit
follows
of
Haru,
this.
who is still
I don't know
finding
why
her
I
feet
didn't
as
watch
a
the
new
rest.
concierge, and
We're
Psyduck
watching
as they
too many
grow
things,
together
but
through
maybe
their
just
interactions
listen. If
with
they
the
announce a
resort's
new
Pokemon
season,
guests.
Peacemaker
Its charm
season
lies
2
in
comes
warm
out this
visuals
year,
that can
so I
be
want to go
achieved
back
only
and watch
through
season 1.
stop-motion animation. And new
Um,
episodes of Pokemon Concierge are in
Okay, so
production.
come
They are slated for
September,
release
or
in
maybe like
September
August, we'll
2025.
start watching
What sort of
Pokemon
Pokemon will
Concierge.
Haru and Psyduck welcome as guests next?
Oh boy, I hope
Take
it's.
a first look at a few of the Pokemon they will meet in this motion test footage.
Oh, I
Just
thought he
look
was.
at the
Okay.
personality and how
It's
they
stop
move.
motion. I thought he was on a
But there's
leash.
more. For
Poor
a limited
fish.
time, the first 4 episodes are available to watch on Pokemon's official YouTube channel.
Of the
for free.
show
Please
or
take
of
this
the
chance
new
to watch them
season?
if you haven't been able to tune in to Pokemon Concierge yet. And we
Before
hope
they
you look forward to
disappear?
the new
Oh, from
episodes as
YouTube.
well.
We're deleting the show. Lost media.
Hello,
3.
everyone. I'm Utsunomiya from the Pokemon
It's
Company.
Larry in real life.
Next, we have a number of other announcements to share with you.
I hope they don't announce a single game. I'm gonna
In
steal these
Pokemon Go,
transitions.
Pokemon
Oh
Go
wow.
Tour Unova Global will take place on March 1st and March 2nd. This
Okay.
event can be enjoyed at no cost from anywhere in the world where Pokemon Go is available.
Sure.
During the event, the legendary Pokemon Black Kyurem and White Kyurem will appear in raid battles and elsewhere. Also,
My
trainers
my
will
little
soon have a
movie
chance
group
to
that I hang
encounter
out with
the
around
team
these
and shiny
parts has
Meloetta.
gotten really
We'll
hooked
also
on
share
Pokemon
promo
Go
codes for
lately.
everyone to enjoy. We hope you're looking forward to the
I
new
only play.
season
It's
2.
kind of like I get my dailies in, right? Or if I'm on like a trip. Okay, Omega and Alpha. Are these Pokemon cards? Because there's not a video game that looks like this. Oh my god, are they gonna remake? Oh, EX. Yeah, are they gonna remake Ruby and Sapphire? Hoenn confirmed? Why the fuck would you start the trailer? Like, I knew it wasn't, but like, why would you start the trailer? Unite! Give me Pokemon Unite! Close! Come on, Pokemon Unite. Alright, wait, Pokemon Sleep and Pokemon Unite, and then the presents ends. Oh, and hashtag confirmed. September did what? Come September. Warner Bros. Ass move. Because of the lost media? I hate that Dragonite design. That's right, we're making Darkrai real. Pokemon Sleep. If you get good enough at Pokemon Sleep, we're gonna release Darkrai to give you nightmares on purpose. We're gonna put you in a coma forever. Banish the nightmare. You know what's strange? Of all the Pokemon they market Pokemon Sleep with, I haven't seen a single Drowsy or Hypno ad. Oh, good, Pokemon Unite. I think I probably know why. It's because everyone finds Drowsy and Hypno really creepy scary. But that's like the Pokemon that makes you sleep. I also haven't seen a number of No, I've seen Jigglypuff. Alolan Raichu. Alcremie. And Suicune, of course. But isn't Suicune join the...
Gettable Remote Stadium. A new type of
You
battle
can't
is also
listen.
arriving, called First to 500. In it, a new feature
Will you
called
dunk a
Chaos
goal?
technology
Okay, that's
allows you to
different.
gain
You
special
slam it
effects when
home,
you score a certain
Air
number of
Jordan
points.
style.
Plus, look forward to an updated map.
I
With
love
updated
Pokemon, but you
wild
can't trick me
Pokemon,
into playing
the win
League,
condition
alright?
is
I know
simple.
better than
Be the
that. And I
first
love
to score
Valve games
500
too.
points.
And Valve is also trying to trick me into playing League. I don't think so. Alright, now real video games, right? Now with 15 minutes left, we do real video games? Nope. Okay. 10 minutes in, we'll do real video games. I have been doing... Oh, I should pull my card, my pack, because it's, I gotta do my dailies. I've been playing this game. Pokemon TCG Pocket. Alright, booster pack. I'm gonna pull Dialga this time. Shit takes forever to load. Random, and stop the roulette. Alright. Flip it back. Oh, I flipped it to the other side. Okay. Holographic Darkrai. Wash Rotom. Poochyena. It's not the Poochyena I had as a kid, which is that he was ran over. And Obama Snow. And Murkrow. I'll take it. I like all those mons. I've been trying to, because, like, I remember having specific... Hold on. Real video game? Nope, I didn't think so. Oh, I got 151 cards collected. What is this? Is this genuine TCG? Like, not in the video game, but in the real? It's crazy that sometimes they have these presentations in June. You announce everything for the year this year. First to 500 hours in a coma and Pokemon Sleep wins. I don't even understand how Pokemon Sleep works. EX. Holy shit, they're making EX cards now? Oh. Now, why would they be bringing back Megas? Suspicious. They're releasing one card. They made one of this. There's one card in existence. Mega Evolution is coming. Methinks that maybe Mega Evolution is gonna come more than once.
Next, allow me to share some news.
Oh,
about the
Pokemon video games? We're only
series.
almost halfway through this. Perfect.
In the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet
No
series,
fucking
we're
way.
celebrating Pokemon Day with a Rotom phone case giveaway.
Okay.
Along with a mass outbreak event and other in-game events to come. A mighty Meowscarada, Skeledirge, and Quaquaval will appear in a series of Terra Raid battle events.
I'm okay. I might get that phone case, though.
And even more Pokemon are planned to appear in
I
the
really
future.
thought they were gonna announce a second epilogue.
We hope
Just
you
keep
continue to
stretching
enjoy
Scarlet
the
and
Pokemon
Violet out as
Scarlet and
long
Pokemon
as you
Violet
can.
games.
This game came out in 2022. Now?
Next, please have a look at this video.
Now look at this. Alright. Smash reveal. They're gonna announce Ceruledge and... We will. Are they finally coming to NSO? Or is this an adapter for the Switch? Oh shit, the tier's gonna bring his Pokemon to life. Where's little Drake Bell? Pokemon Stadium 3? Well, technically Pokemon Stadium Gold Silver is Pokemon Stadium 3. But that's our version of Pokemon Stadium 2. Battle Revolution mentioned? Who the fuck is this? Am I gonna get copyrighted for this? 9/11. Ah! Sorry. Are they doing a Pokemon emulator on your phone? What? Or is she watching it? This is fucking crazy. Wait, what is this? I mean, I guess it's only a matter of time before they made like a... I don't think it'd be a full RPG, but like maybe Stadium-esque Pokemon battles on your telephone? What's that one Pokemon ripoff where you call the monsters, like on your phone? And that was like the bootleg Pokemon Jade version. What was it called? It was like Telemon, something like that. Pokemon Champions. Now in development? Okay, so it's a Stadium Battle Revolution-esque game. That's cool. Hopefully we could transfer our Pokemon from other series.
What you've just seen is the world's first glimpse of a new title.
Should have made a
Pokemon
wrestling
Champions.
game, that's all I'll say.
This title will be focused on the Pokemon battles you know and love from core Pokemon games.
That is cool.
Pokemon Champions will continue.
I've been kind of
the
saying
tradition
they
of
should
pitting
do
your
this for a
skills
while
against
if they're
those of
not.
other trainers from around the world. But this time, we're aiming for these core-style battles to be enjoyed by more players than ever before.
Right. If the
Game Freak, the developer
If
of
the
core
look
games,
and
is
design-
carrying out the planning for this project, while development is being handled
Oh,
by the
not,
Pokemon Works.
who did
And
Stadium
Pokemon
and
Champions will be coming not only to the Nintendo Switch
Family of Systems.
but to mobile devices too.
Cool.
You'll be able to choose how you want to play based on where you are. What's more,
Okay, there
you
we
can
go.
also connect with Pokemon Home.
That's fun.
Thanks to this connectivity,
I'll just get
you
my
won't be
previous
limited to
teams and
using
see if I can
Pokemon
go
you
through
partner
Pokemon
up with in
Champions with like
Pokemon
all of the
Champions.
teams I
You'll be
ever
able
got to
team
the
up
Elite
with
Four
Pokemon
with.
who joined you on your adventures in previous Pokemon games. We hope you're looking forward to battling Pokemon trainers from all corners of the world.
So wait, is that solely an online-based game?
Stay tuned for future
Oh,
announcements
that's kinda
regarding the launch
disappointing.
date of Pokemon Champions.
Well, I'm definitely not going to win then. I was hoping it would have a campaign.
Next, we'd like to share some information about the languages Pokemon series games will be available in.
I'm starting to
Mr.
think this
Tomato
Pokemon
Please
Presents
take it away.
isn't going to feature any... What if they don't say anything about ZA at all? They just don't mention it. They're like, we didn't announce that. That didn't happen. Forget that. If this is the replacement for stadium-style games, I might cry. It's got to put Pokemon Showdown on everything. Should have made Pokemon Ranger 4 for God's sake. Oh, there's the logo. Oh, they changed the name, I guess. Yeah! Latin America #1.
Finalmente, como ya anunciamos con anterioridad,
I agree. So about that Stadium-esque game, I've been saying like if they're gonna focus on the designs of the Pokemon where the trainers kind of look iffy, at the detriment of the actual RPG of the game, if people really like the Pokemon and not so much the like open world aspect of it, you might as well just make a Stadium-esque game. I hope there is a campaign like Stadium and like Battle Revolution, and it isn't just Pokemon Showdown where it's like, oh, you could battle with your Pokemon even on your phone. It makes sense that they do that because Showdown is so popular, but I want to transfer all my old Pokemon in and use them in the campaign. Like Ash Ketchup. Latin America's been asking for a translation for years, and here they are. Pokemon Home Connection. Gotta run through champions with a team of Pichus. You know, in theory, I could skip ahead in this, because it's not live. But I won't, because this man has such beautiful eyes. Oh, there he goes.
Finally, here's the latest update.
Okay.
On Pokemon Legends
How much
ZA.
time we got? 6 minutes. Make it count, baby. Above all else, I just want... Did that... Sorry. I'll analyze after, but did that just pop in? Okay. This is a good middle ground. I don't know. I kind of like the trainer designs of Sword and Shield. Game Freak's making this one? Sliggoo. I forgot the name. Furfro. Crocodile. That rules! Those are two of my favorite starred. Oh, but which will I decide? Those are two. Fuck Cyndaquil, man. Okay, so you're running around in Lumio. I mean, the whole game is Lumio City. But this is gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna have to play this game twice. What are you flying? Wait, what the fuck was that? Totodile, Tepig. Oh, your rival picks the Pokemon weak to you, huh? Pyroar. The only Pokemon that aren't currently in a Pokemon game where you can't transfer in, other than like the spin to discrepancy, are, I think, the Monkey line. I don't think those are any new Megas, but I'll look back at it. Well, let's see if they announce any new Megas. Oh! Would you look at that? The Eternal Flower Floette. Hey! Alright, release date, come on. Tomorrow.
Pokemon Legends ZA is a new title in the Pokemon series.
It looks like Detective Pikachu
The story
returns.
takes place in Lumiose City,
Sure.
the largest city in the Kalos region. Prism Tower stands tall at the center of this city of beautiful vistas.
I commend Pokemon for always
These
showing
days,
the in-game
Lumiose
footage.
is undergoing a high-tech urban redevelopment
Oh, the
plan
restoration
to turn
project.
it into a city that people and Pokemon truly
This is
share.
set in the future.
After you arrive in Lumiose City to see the sights, you'll meet 3 Pokemon, one of which will become your first
It's
partner.
so funny that
Chikorita, Tepig,
it's the
and
Johto
Totodile.
starters except for
You'll
Cyndaquil.
choose one of these Pokemon to accompany you on a new journey.
Do they all
as you
get an
to know
alternate final
Lumiose City and
evolution?
its
That would kind of
inhabitants.
rule, because I think they all, even
Here
though I
are some
really
of the
like
colorful
Emboar.
characters you'll encounter.
Sure.
When you arrive in Lumiose, you'll meet a new friend and ally, either Urbane or Tawny.
Can,
The hotel where you'll be staying is run by AZ.
Does-
You'll
oh,
also meet his partner, Floette.
sure.
Lumiose's redevelopment is being managed by Quasartico Inc. You'll become
Quasartico.
acquainted with the company's CEO
Jet
Jet,
and
and
Vinny.
her secretary Vinny.
Oh wow, are they evil?
The different people you meet will make your time in Lumiose all the richer.
Mm.
To help people and Pokemon coexist, the city has set up wild zones. These areas, located throughout Lumiose, give wild Pokemon habitats where they can thrive. To catch one of these wild Pokemon,
This
aim
looks like
carefully,
one of those
then
fucking
throw a Pokeball.
especially with the UI in the bottom, one of those like, oh, what if
If
Pokemon
you're
was a
having
modern
time
game
catching
videos
one,
from like
have one of
2010.
your Pokemon use its moves to weaken the target,
The UI is gonna have
making
to
it
grow
easier
on
to
me.
catch.
I'm just looking out for the monkeys. Where are the see no evil, speak no
This
evil?
game offers a style of Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles.
Oh, Poke Park? We just run around?
Moves can have a longer or shorter reach, or different areas of effect. So choose your timing.
That
and
actually
positioning
is really
carefully to gain
cool.
the upper hand.
I think. It might just be like clever editing.
Lead your partner Pokemon through battles and dodge incoming attacks. Swap Pokemon if you need to and find the right moment to unleash a move.
This looks like a
What's
fake
more,
video game.
Certain Pokemon
Like,
can
I'm not
go
saying it's
beyond
bad, it
evolution
just looks
by
like what
undergoing
someone
Mega evolution.
would, like, I'm gonna make the next Pokemon
When
game.
a
Hey,
trainer's
you know that
keystone
all the
resonates
Megas
with
form
the
X's
Megastone
or
held by the
Y's?
Pokemon, the Pokemon will do more than just change shape.
See? Why?
It'll unlock a new level of power, turning
Oh.
the tide of battle in its favor.
Oh, and they have little fucking,
As Lumiose continues its
Trubbish around them.
transformation into a city that belongs to both people and Pokemon, who knows what kinds of encounters and experiences will await you.
Ooh, Zygarde Cell. That's gonna be the collectible, like how
Pokemon
the,
Legends ZA,
late 2025.
coming late 2025.
That's interesting. Hello? It's a promotion. I don't know what that. I don't know enough about Pokemon to know what that. Oh, hey, you gonna explain it?
Pokemon Legends ZA is scheduled to release in late 2025.
Sure.
We hope everybody can wait just a
Pokemon
little
in
longer
Unreal.
for
Well,
their
Pokemon will look
adventures
like a
in Lumiose
2011.
City
They're
to
the
begin.
wild one, like Jet Hair.
That
Definitely post
concludes our
XY because AZ
announcements
has
for
Floette, Monkey Line, and
Thank
Patrat
you
line.
very
Okay,
much
well we
for
saw
watching.
Patrat. Longtime Cyndaquil fan here going to cry until we unlock new natural water formation. Brother, Cyndaquil was an Arceus, having it in both is greed. But it's weird that it's 2 Johto starters. And not like, because in Legends Arceus it was, what was it? It was fucking, ignore all of that. It was a Johto starter, a Unova starter, and a Alola starter. So they could have run it back. They did Unova and Johto again. Oh, no love for Litten? Oh, wait, no. I guess... No, instead of Tepig. No, Tepig was the... Okay, so no love for... What's his fucking name? The little seal fucker. Why do I not remember his name? Poplio. No love for Poplio? Can't make a new fucking clown evolution? I'll take it. I love Johto. That's my favorite generation. That is the image I saw while I was posting my tweet. So I thought that we would get maybe something Johto related. But this... I feel like this kind of tempered my reaction of of ZA. Well, let's discuss, shall we? Hold on, let me get my good friend in here, Poplio. Let me call my good friend Poplio real quick, and then we will analyze the trailer. We still got extra time left over. Ba 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 ba. Well, now I don't need to avoid spoilers anymore. Bum 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 bum. Oh, never mind. You heard me. Hello?
Poplio.
Poplio. Yeah, no, I've heard. Yeah, the people are letting me know that it's Poplio. Okay, so you've already watched the trailer. What did you think of the new characters getting added to Pokemon Unite?
Dude, that was pretty great. I'm kind of excited for Suicune. I've never played Pokemon Unite in my entire life.
Yeah, and now you never need to.
One game ever. That's funny. What do you think of the showdown? Not showdown. The kind of like
the stadium-esque.
It seems to me like a Battle Revolution-esque game.
Yeah, but it also seems like it's just Pokemon battles, which I know is the pitch, right? Rather just like online Pokemon battles, or like, oh, you could transfer your Pokemon in. They're doing this so like they can open it up for more people to instead of playing Showdown and like grind it out, because people have fucking chess on their phone. And they host the Pokemon World Championships every year. And if that's just battles, I think they're going to focus on making that game. This is going to sound tantamount for fucking a Pokemon game, but make it look as best it can. So when you're watching the Pokemon battles, they look a lot better and probably run a lot better. If they're like, I think they were doing doubles in there. But
yeah,
for me, I would like a not necessarily a story, but like some form of campaign or challenge like that of Stadium or Battle Revolution. I hope it isn't just strictly online battles.
Yeah, same, although I'm not exactly like holding out too much hope.
Yeah.
I think what they're going to do with it is it's going to be kind of like a separate kind of entity for hosting like competitive battling and stuff like that. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
So like I guess you kind of like it's kind of where like VGC games are going to be done at tournaments and stuff like that. And I think because they showed off Mega Evolutions there, they were kind of teasing us. I think like that's either like insight on like further rule sets of like Gen 10, or they're gonna have different rule sets in the game that are like align to whatever like specific like regulations like each gen has. So like, for example, some gens have Mega Evolutions.
It's strange that they're like doing this game as it's got two arms. It's both like, oh, we want this to be accessible to everyone, even on your phones. We want to open up the Pokemon world to as many people as possible, while also like going towards the more competitive aspect of it. Because like most people that play Pokemon, I'm not saying like it's a weak Pokemon, strong Pokemon, but I'd say like the average Pokemon player does not play competitively. Or, like, even do online battles at all. They just like the Pokemon aspect of it. So, like, it's interesting to try and find a middle ground between those two, where it's like, we want everyone to access this. You can have it on your phone. Your fucking little cousin can have it. And also prioritize, like, online ranked matches. Seems strange to me.
Especially because, like, more likely than not, it's going to be free, I think. I would be surprised if it's not free because, I mean, it's going to be on the phone. I mean, there might be some, like, like elements of,
That's a good point.
Subscription or something like that. I don't think they're going to, like, have an iOS game with a $70 price tag or something.
I never thought about it. No, you're right. Like, as soon as you said free, I'm like, there's no way they're doing that. But no, you got, that, like, is a good point. If it's on the phone, very few iPhone games are even above, like, most of them are free.
Yeah, and that's one reason I'm, like, not actually that sure if this is going to have like a lot of the bells and whistles people are thinking it's going to have. Because I think a lot of people are like making the Showdown comparison and thinking that, it's going to have, you can kind of like, make your own Pokemon, kind of set their EVs and IVs and abilities and moves and stuff. That might be possible.
Should add super training back.
It might. Yeah, no, I love super training.
Just tap on your phone.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's literally just like a way for you to transfer your Pokemon in from like, what's it called, Pokemon like Bank or whatever, Pokemon Home. And that's one thing I'm kind of worried about because like it might have like a similar thing to Battle Revolution where like you can either use like rental teams or whatever, or
Yeah.
your own Pokemon, and your own Pokemon are obviously going to be good, and then the rental teams, at least the base ones, are like dog shit. It's just like all like middle stage Pokemon. I'm pretty sure like one of the Battle Revolution teams was like Grotle, Prinplup, and like
Yeah.
Monferno.
Yeah.
Obviously like not the kind of stuff that's going to be used in serious play. I mean,
Mhm.
one thing I know that a lot of the new games have is like people can like upload their own teams as like under codes or whatever, and you can kind of borrow other people's teams. That
Mhm.
might be an avenue for like serious play, because I mean, admittedly, I love Pokemon. I don't have the patience to like put in the effort it takes to like set up a Pokemon in an actual game
Yeah.
for like perfect IVs, your desired Terra type, your desired move set, and also like all that stuff. I mean, it's like a nightmare. It's like
Yeah.
dozens of hours for one Pokemon.
It's how I
sometimes.
feel about
So-
like Smash Bros. Other than like Ultimate to a certain degree, is that like I really like playing it. They're some of my favorite games, and I really love watching it competitively and like following it. But I don't need to be involved. Like I could just I'll watch from the sidelines. But
Yeah.
if it is free to play, and you said like, oh, maybe a subscription service. I mean, Pokemon Home is already a subscription service, so I think what they're trying to do with this game is like sell Pokemon Home to people. Maybe.
Yeah.
I hope it's just that game, but it has a lot of banner ads, and every time you lose, you have to watch a 30-second ad. That's how they recoup their benefits. But
Do the Pokemon like iOS games have ads? I actually don't know that.
I don't think so. They have microtransactions, but you know.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them. But maybe that'll be it. Maybe you can purchase like rental Pokemon
Yeah.
with micro
Or,
like what like
yeah.
oh, you could buy Wolfie's team for like $5.
Dude, it's not shit like that. Either that, or I think what might also be likely is they'll what's the word? They might just be banking on people buying the games and kind of using that to like transfer their Pokemon in from the games or something. Like
Yeah.
that. I think that's also like not super unlikely. It would make sense.
I feel
though
they are kind of starting from scratch when it comes to transferring stuff because once I mean
Sorry,
you
kinda
could
cut out for a second.
Oh, sorry. Am I not moving? Give me a second. My stream move? Okay, I am moving. We're good. We're back. Pokemon time? I mean, we're discussing it. You definitely missed the presents, but we're still here for it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. They're kind of starting from scratch when it comes to transferring Pokemon because if you already have Bank on your 3DS, then you could transfer your 3DS Pokemon up. But if you don't, then like those Pokemon are just on your 3DS forever. And they're probably leaving that stuff in the past because they got an influx of players that went from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Let's Go, and then Sword and Shield was like their best-selling game next to like Red, Blue, and Yellow. So I think like everything before that, they're like that doesn't count, that's not real. Now that's why I was watching the Legends ZA trailer, and we could like go over it again with bated breath because the Patrat and Watchog were in there. I think the only Pokemon that aren't in a Nintendo Switch game, and this is the final Pokemon Nintendo Switch game because it didn't say the Switch family of systems, it said Nintendo Switch, what makes it even more interesting that they said it's coming late 2025. So do you think this is going to be
the Switch 2 for a while then?
Well,
did they say 2025 for the Switch 2?
Yes.
Or did they say
Okay. This is classic Pokemon where, because if you remember, like, I remember I pre-ordered the 3DS, and then I got Pokemon Black and White, or maybe I got the 3DS and then I pre-ordered Pokemon Black and White, or maybe it was Black and White 2. And I remember playing those games on my 3DS. Like, all of my memories of Gen 5 are on my 3DS, because it took them a good couple years to make their first Pokemon RPG for the new console. And then their first Pokemon game on the Switch, if you call Let's Go a traditional game, that was the second year of the Switch's lifetime. So I don't think it's impossible. And also, I think, didn't Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, was that 2017?
Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon were 2017.
Yeah, that's the same year as the Nintendo Switch. So I don't think it's impossible that they release the newest Pokemon game not on the newest hardware. They've actually done it quite a lot. So I don't, like, from... Except for maybe, like, the DS, I think they were pretty much on top of that. But that was like
Yeah.
a decent carryover. Like the main difference from Game Boy to DS is like, oh, you could have 3D models, and they kind of did that with some of the like buildings, but not really. Like it was still the grid-based format. But
Still primarily sprite, yeah.
yeah, late 2025. I was honestly like fearing a little bit that they'd be like, it's coming out in March, but
Yeah, same. I was like thinking like, ooh, maybe they're gonna like do some crazy
Because
shit like that, but yeah.
I was letting the internet convince me a little bit, and they're like, oh shit, what? Because I saw on the trending, it was ZA, and then right below it was Gen 10. And I'm like, fuck, what if they do like the Scarlet and Violet thing where the Legends game comes at the beginning of the year, and then the end of the year is like a new generation. And every time there's a new generation, I do a video on it, and I already have like my November video planned out, so I was like, okay, now I can keep doing that. But I guess Gen 10 is probably next year, and that might be the first Pokemon game on the Switch too, probably.
That's what I would expect. Yeah.
But yeah, because they saw the biggest increase of Pokemon fans like in the Switch era. They're basically acting as though all the stuff before it, like, yeah, it's fun nostalgia or whatever, but you don't need to transfer those Pokemon up. Those will stay there. I luckily already did 1, back up all my Pokemon, and 2, transfer all of them. So I got all my Pokemon, except for my cosplay Pikachu. That guy's just gonna rot there forever.
I don't think it even works in the later games. There's like
Well, you can't transfer the cosplay Pikachu up. Like it's
okay.
it's trapped in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That I was watching the ZA trailer with bated breath because the only Pokemon that aren't currently in a Switch game, if we want to have all the Pokemon together, are the Pan line of Pansage, Panpier, Panpour, sorry. And the Watchog line, which we saw in there. So it's really just those 6 monkeys that aren't, and you can't transfer Spinda in. You can catch Spinda in Brilliant Diamond and transfer them out. But you can't. It's because in Brilliant Diamond they switched the pattern on accident. So if you put your Spinda into Brilliant Diamond, it would have the opposite pattern, and it would like mess up the game. So they made it so you cannot transfer your Spinda. So I hope they fix that and put Spinda in something, because all of my Spinda and all of my elemental monkeys, other than like obviously Infernape, Grookey, all that stuff, are currently in Pokemon Home. I hope they're in Pokemon Champions at the very least.
Same.
So
that's also another thing I'm thinking about is like actually the Pokemon Champions thing is that like I'm not sure how the rules are going to be done because you know, I mean, ever since Gen 8, and everyone has their opinions about it, even I have my opinions about this.
Sure.
Like they've started limiting the amount of Pokemon in the games that can be actually accessed and used, limiting the moves that can be used. So I'm not sure what Pokemon Champions is going to align to. I mean, if it's something they intend to keep using for the foreseeable future, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, as I said, we saw terrestrialization, we saw Mega Evolution, so I'm genuinely curious. Like, I think I said earlier, maybe there are like alternate rule sets. You can play like Gen 9 style, Gen 8 style, or whatever. Like, that might be it. But even then, I'm kind of curious, like, how that would fit into like main game Pokemon.
Yeah.
And that's kind of weird to me.
Do you think Pokemon Champions, if it is, I mean, it's just an iPhone game, but that's going to be on the Switch as well. Do you think it will have its own storage? Like, do you think Pokemon you transfer in there will, like, be in that game until you transfer them out? Or do you think it'll just be like, you own this Pokemon, so you can use it in the game?
I hope it's the second.
Yeah, because the little display showed, like, the transfer of... Not that it'll be stuck in that game, but, like, you need to... If you put a Pokemon in, you need to take it out when you're done with it. So on and so forth.
Yeah. That's actually
really talk. I want to go through this this ZA trailer a little bit with a fine-toothed comb. Because you already... How do you feel about the starters, by the way, of the 2 Johto starters and also Tepig?
I think it's very funny that we're getting 2... Johto starters instead of like 3 from each gen. I was assuming it was going to be 1 from each gen because like that just seems a little bit more, what's the word, I guess, kind of, you know, it seems a little bit more in the spirit. I don't know. Like,
this is the first Pokemon game for me since, like, I don't know, maybe like the first one I've ever played where what starter I choose is actually going to be a tough decision for me. Because I really love Totodile and Tepig. I don't care for Chikorita, as most don't, which is I imagine why they are probably going to give them... Do you think they're going to get alternate final evolutions like they did in Legends Arceus?
No, I don't think so at all.
You don't think so?
I think they get mega evolutions.
Ooh,
okay. I think it's one or the other they're getting, and I think it's going to be mega evolutions.
That makes it even more strange that it's like only the Hoenn Pokemon, or only the Hoenn starters, only the Kanto starters, that it would be just 2 of the Johto starters, and then 1 of the... Mega Emboar sounds fucking rad. I can't imagine it would be that different from Mega Blaziken, though, unless... Has there been any Megas that change type? They all change type, right? Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, Gyarados immediately popped in my mind.
Gyarados, like
Aldino?
Altaria,
Oh, yeah.
Audino, I think, goes from normal to normal fairy.
Mhm.
Steelix goes from, oh no, Steelix stays the same, I think, but Aggron goes from Steel Rock to just Steel. There's a few. There's a good few.
Okay, so yeah, they could definitely, like, if they don't want it to...
I hope they
could
do.
make it Fire Rock or something.
I would not like
sucks,
Fire Rock,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if we're lucky, and Mega Emboar will have like one of the worst typings in the entire game.
It is kind of I understand why, because we're not doing the ancestor thing anymore. This is set after the events of X and Y. But I think what was fun about the protagonist and all the characters really from Legends Arceus is that they all looked like previously existing characters. So like she's kind of got a Serena hat a little bit, but this is like a completely separate character. This character also looks like a little bit older than the character we normally play in Pokemon, which I think was the case for Legends Arceus, because that takes place like after the events of Diamond and Pearl. Then you like fall in a wormhole and fall back. Your character's supposed to be like older, but she's got the Zygarde jacket on. I hate this male design. You know what? He looks like Sycamore a little bit.
Oh, you think so? Yeah. You're right. So I guess they're probably kind of like like what's the word? Kind of like continuing on with that spirit, and that makes me curious now. It might have already been like you confirmed. Is the hotel guy supposed to be AZ, or is it supposed to be a guy that looks like AZ?
Yeah, no, it is AZ. That's why he's really fucking tall. Yeah. Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I'm seeing a lot of characters standing on the side of the sidewalk, because say what you will about Pokemon, their trailers look very iffy, but they do show gameplay footage. Like, it's in-game. Yeah. So if the shit looks fucky, you know what you're getting. So we can actually look at this and be like, this is how it's going to look in the game. Do you think these are going to be more traditional? Because I think what my biggest problem with Scarlet and Violet, above like character designs maybe, is that all of the trainer battles, aside from, like, the League, were entirely optional. Like, you have to go up to the person to battle them. There's no, like, exclamation point, like, hey, I spotted you. And I feel like that's kind of missing. The fact that, like, I had to go and comb through the grass to find trainers I haven't fought before. I don't think we're going to get... I don't think we're ever going back to, like... Yeah, these characters look a lot taller. Or maybe that's just how the Pokemon kids look now, but it looks at least like a teenager. Or they're all standing outside their building, so this Lumio City cannot be as big as Legends Arceus, but I hope
probably not.
The what they make up for that in this game is that it's more dense, is that you can go into most of the buildings, but then you can't really get Pokemon in there.
Yeah. I'm not super optimistic in the sense of, like, I don't think you're going to be able to go into that many buildings, but you probably will be able to go into some.
Yeah, this is the,
I think we saw the interior of a couple buildings already, but not many.
What's the, what is this called? Not the one that Ingo and the other one are from in black and white, but the Kalos version of that.
Oh, like the battle? I forget what it's called, but like, it's like the train station, right?
Yeah. This looks like that. Well, actually, this looks like a shopping center.
The Battle Maison.
Right.
That's like in a wholly different city.
Right, and it's like velvet.
Yeah, I think this is just new. I think it's just new, to be honest.
This might be, if we can computer enhance, they might be like clothing stores? Maybe they went back to selling them all separately. Like, there's the hat store, and the sock store, and the bag store.
I definitely believe they'll do that for this game.
Yes.
Like, that seems very on par. I think because that was like a very intentional design decision.
Yeah, good looking water. They really nailed the water. Everything else, not so much, but they got it.
I'm not a fan of the art style, to be honest. Mostly because I think, well, honestly, I don't really like how the people look in the kind of like Gen 9 Scarlet and Violet art style.
Yeah, it looks more like Scarlet and Violet than it does like Legends Arceus. And I think this is why, like, this is kind of disappointing for me, is it doesn't look... It looks more like it's going in the direction of Scarlet and Violet. Like, instead of those being two separate series, they're go like, okay, Sword and Shield was an evolution, and then Legends of Arceus was building on top of that, and then Scarlet and Violet was building on top of that. Instead of splitting them off into two, this seems more like a follow-up. This looks like what Gen 10 would look like.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine
Yeah.
Gen 10 would, like, look that much better.
Yeah, that's true. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, well, I think
like
what I really
this.
liked about Legends Arceus is that they like there was this whole like cell shaded art direction.
Yeah,
that they
it looked
took.
like airbrush.
It was it kind of looked airbrush. There was just kind of like a more kind of like fun visual direction for me. I like the like Meiji Japan. I think Meiji. Kind of like theming of it. That's why I also just like the fact that it took place in the past.
These
I'm
are
kinda- I'm a
very
little bit
different
bummed-
stone textures. Back
I'm
to
a little
that.
bit bummed that this game takes place, you know, like seemingly after X and Y, because I think I kind of like the idea of it taking place in like turn of the century, like kind of like something like inspired by turn of the century France.
Yeah, the Industrial
something like
Revolution
that.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but I know it just seems to be kind of like just general.
It's
you know,
modern. It just looks like
present-day Pokemon.
Scarlet and Violet. I think this could maybe be your Pokemon. I mean, we know your Pokemon can run with you, but this next scene where they're eating together, I feel like that's probably a cutscene, because the camera's set up in a way
maybe.
that like wouldn't be in the game. Maybe you can. Maybe this is Was there like an eating mechanic in Legends? There wasn't, right? Because
I
like
don't think so.
no curry or sandwiches. I feel like this will be that. Like you can eat a dish with
Yeah.
your Pokemon and it'll raise one of their stats or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the same scene right now. What it
Yeah.
might be, it might just be something like that. Like, oh, would you like to go to this cafe with your Pokemon? Oh, now your Pokemon has like slightly faster egg hatching chance, or your team has better egg hatching, or like more experience.
I'm
or, like,
hoping-
slightly heightened attack. or
My
whatever.
chat says I'm hoping for a haunted house with ghosts and dark types. I hope we see the horde of faceless men. Above all else, Pokemon ZA. Yes, I do appreciate they show gameplay footage. See, like they get a lot of flack for it, and some of it is deserved. But you know, you're seeing what you're getting in the game.
Yeah,
I hope we
I
horde
do
of
prefer
faceless
that.
men.
They're
But
not doing all this pre-rendered bullshit.
Here
which is
in
kinda
this
nice.
battle, hits the Bunnelby, then it becomes dazed. There's a little dizzy thing above it. It doesn't die, nor does it seem to have a health bar. So maybe it's sort of like ZA where you can like throw the ball immediately from behind or in the front. But you could like send your Pokemon at it, and instead of killing it, they'll daze it maybe. Or maybe you can set it to like stun. Because before...
I think. Oh.
No, go ahead.
Wait, I think they said in the like after the trailer that you can. They kind of showed you being able to like catch Pokemon even when you faint them or something like that.
Okay.
So that might literally be it. Like it's like this trickery to just kick
What
that
is
Bunnelby's ass.
this character flying on it? They throw their hands up in the air like for a Fortnite glider.
I
and
saw
then
that. Like,
they're just like floating.
oh, I think it's their Rotom phone. That's what I'm assuming
I-
it is.
Oh man.
It's just,
That's
like,
kind of... Yeah, I was hoping it would be like other like Kalos. I feel like I'm a little... Oh, sorry. I think because now I'm at the point where like the Pokemon game isn't the thing I'm most excited for this year, that I could be like, man, this is kind of disappointing. I mean, like, I'm sure once
Why?
I get my
Because
hands
of
on it, it'll
the,
be different, but I don't know. Because, like, in a Pokemon game, for me, so much of it either needs to be really good or have a lot of new Pokemon. And this one doesn't really seem to have either. Maybe new Mega forms, which is cool. But even when I played X and Y, I didn't necessarily fuck with the Megas.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I don't know why. Okay, hold on. Would have to assume that all the Megas are in this game. But if not, if we're going to go down the line, then we got Kangaskhan, Absol, Sableye, Altaria, Charizard Y, Charizard X, Gardevoir, Ampharos, Gyarados. Were any of those the ones added in fucking Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire?
Yes. Like Sableye is Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Right. Absol
It
probably.
was Altaria, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we definitely are. So I was thinking at first maybe it's only X and Y Megas, but no, it seems to be like that doesn't seem to be a limiting factor.
Yeah.
I am curious. I don't know how they'll like fit like I don't know like Mega Rayquaza in this game. Or like mega, like those kinds of megas, but maybe in like some like kind of like post game, like.
Well, yeah, there's a little
thing.
teaser at the end, like a little static thing. Did you win yet? In a way. No, I feel like I lost. But I mean, at the very least, it's gonna tie up the X and Y stuff. That's been and then we're seeing. Well, this is different characters, but them eating at the cafe with their Eevee. I think these are just NPCs. I do like the bell-bottom jeans though. Yet again, I think the girl character looks much cooler. Unless this is the guy I don't know. I mean, above all else, you can customize your character, so it doesn't really matter. But the guy looks way worse to me. But that kind of just is always the case when it comes to these games.
It's funny because like X and Y, like a lot of people complained that like the amount of clothes you can get as a girl, like vastly, like is so much more than as a guy.
They also seem to be doing the Legend Arceus thing where it says, oh, your ally will be either the girl version or the boy version, Urbane or Tawny. So I assume that means like whatever opposite gender you pick. So maybe they'll do like they'll do the same romance stuff they did in X and Y, maybe.
Dude, I forgot there was romance in X and Y. I think there's like something kind of hint.
Yeah, like you watch the fireworks with Serena or something, or maybe the other one with the pigtails. Yeah, this is definitely AZ. His ponytail makes it look like he has a tail. Yeah, AZ. But yeah, we're finally seeing Eternal Flower Floette, which we've known about for fucking ever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if the fan base didn't dig into the code and learned about this, that they would be bringing it back? Like, do you think they care about it because it wasn't in X and Y, or do you think they care about it because this is still in the top 10, like, unsolved Pokemon mysteries?
Well, wait, what was the issue with the Eternal Flower Floette? Like,
it was in the code of X and Y, so it seemed like it was going to be a distribution event, and then it never came out. And everyone then would just be like, oh, okay, there was just a one-game thing and they didn't add it. I guess, like, that's just done. But then I think in Sun and Moon, within the code of the game, Eternal Flower Floette had, like, its own custom Z move. Or something like that. Its own custom, like, signature move. Like, a new signature move was added. So they thought, okay, well... So, like, multiple generations, they thought about using this as a distribution event. And then it just never came out. And this is, like, the Floette that shows up in the cutscene with AZ, I think. If I'm sure.
That seems to be the case. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. And yeah, there was like a move added to the game for Eternal Flower Flow. I think it has its own separate stat spread or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They just never kind of distributed it.
Yeah.
And that, you know, like I wouldn't be surprised if they finally kind of do it here.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Kalos unsolved mysteries, and a big part of Legend Arceus's post game was like going through you could do the Darkrai side quest or the Manaphy side quest, and I think Kalos has a decent amount of mythicals and legendaries that now they could do something with the what's it called? Volcanion and the reactor in the desert that like you could see in the far off distance, but it's all locked.
Yeah. Like, how far is that location from Lumio City? I forget. I only played X like once.
I don't know. That's a good point. Yeah, I really don't know. Lumio City looks fucking small. Like, this looks... I think that's what's getting me, is that this looks small.
Okay, well, on the bright side, yeah, like, I mean, the area where the power generator and stuff was right next to Lumios. Honestly, yeah. I think I can actually see them kind of, like, trying to... Like, definitely, I think Volcanian's going to be catchable.
Yeah.
I think they might, like hint at the power generator being involved, but they're probably not actually going to make you...
Because there was a lot of, like, Kalos, mythicals that didn't really have... Was Magearna Kalos?
No, Magearna was Alola.
Okay, so it's, like, it's Volcanion, Hoopa...
Why am I blanking on the other one?
What am I missing here? Volcanion, Hoopa, something. Diancie?
Diancie. That's it.
Yeah. And, like... I don't know. Do you think there'll be... Well, hold on. Let's see if there's any Pokemon post X and Y in this game. Because there's none that, like, None that I've recognized or noticed. Because, like, people think that Carbink and, like, Diancie have some kind of tie-in. And there could be something there, but...
They do, because they, there's, like, I think it's literally a part of the movie. Like literally, like, the Diancie movie, like, Carbink's involved. But I haven't watched a Pokemon movie.
I mean, we could go, like, frame by frame and just look at all the Pokemon in this game. But it seems to me that it's, like... Nothing seems beyond Gen 6.
The only Gen 7 thing, I think, that I see, just by, like, scrubbing it really quickly... is the 10% Zygarde. I think that was only added in Gen 7.
Yeah, but that was also another thing that was likely planned for whatever. Is there?
Which yeah, it's about. For me, I have the trailer open on like Twitter.
Okay.
It's 13 seconds in. It's right next to a Pokemon Center, I think. There's like a Hisuian
I did see that.
Sliggoo.
I thought that was just a normal Sliggoo. It's weird that it's a Hisuian Sliggoo.
Yeah.
They're just
Well, I mean,
replacing.
yeah. I mean, you could probably trade it. Like trade like a normal Sliggoo for it or something.
Yeah,
like that,
it's just
you know,
weird,
do
like
stuff like that.
timeline-wise. If this is after X and Y, why there would be a Hisuian Sliggoo just hanging out at Skiddo? It's weird that this has like. I mean, we don't know enough about it, right? And we didn't know a whole lot. Maybe that little cutscene where it's floating on the Rotom phone. Maybe there is a Pokemon there that we just don't see. Maybe those are all like the new.
Phone.
Maybe those are all the new mons they add. But it's strange that there's the ride techniques were added in X and Y. Like, I better see someone fucking riding a go-go in this game. We better be able to do that, or else this is... Oh, no, that is Hisuian Sliggoo. That's strange. I think we have gotten all of the content, squeezed all of the content we could possibly out of this. The fact of the matter is, we just don't know too much about this game. And now that we know, we thought maybe going into this, or maybe I thought going into the Pokemon Presents, that we would like be shown everything, and then they're like, oh, it's coming out in spring. But now they're saying late 2025, which isn't even a release date. It's just saying late 2025.
Yeah.
So,
I
like...
assume November, but like I feel like if they really expected November, I don't know why they wouldn't say it, because November seems to be a generally like common time for them to release games.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they're not saying it.
Unless they just don't have a release date. It could get delayed like Arceus did.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's already after... Maybe you're right. Maybe the Switch 2 does release in the holiday and not in, like, the summer or something. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. That way I can get all my fucking Switch games in. What were you gonna say?
They like... I thought they might have said like it was coming out in like July, but I think that was just like me misremembering, or that was like what people.
They didn't say anything yet, but the hands-on where you can go to like different locations and play the Nintendo Switch, the hands-on experience, they end in like June. Like they keep being held in different countries up through June. And when this happened with the Switch, the final one that happened in like Hong Kong or something happened the same week the Switch came out. I think regardless, we're gonna get a release date in the April Direct. Maybe we see more about Legends ZA in that Direct, but it's not a Switch 2 game, so probably not. If that is... Okay, so that Direct is fully a Switch 2 Direct. Do you think we're going to see anything about Metroid Prime 4?
Probably not. Probably
it's normal
not, actually,
Sliggoo. The Hisuian version is inside a large metal shell. That was inside a large metal shell. It had a... Well, it was inside a small metal shell. You may be thinking of Gudra. That's a little bit different.
The Gudra one has a bigger shell.
Yeah, so I was hoping we would come out of this at least with, like, release dates, but we don't have anything now. Just holiday... We knew it was coming out 2025.
Oh, wait, no, I'm stupid, dude. Never mind, that was just a normal Sliggoo.
Was it really?
Sliggoo has that, like... Yeah, I forgot.
It has a shell?
Like
okay, well then...
a small little shell. That's my bad.
Well then,
yeah,
nothing beyond Kalos thus far.
Nope, that's it.
Alright, I need to...
Sliggoo had like a tiny little baby shell. And then like the Hisuian Sliggoo has a big ass shell.
My final thoughts is knowing it's coming out holiday 2025 is the same thing as knowing it's coming out in 2025. More or less, right? Because they couldn't hold off or hold earlier to say it.
Yeah,
we still don't know the release date of Metroid Prime 4. This truly means we're going to be in the dark until April 2nd. So we got through all of February, wait for the Pokemon Presents. Normal Sliggoo has a tail that, yeah, a snail shell. Okay. So now we just have to make it through the entirety of March, and then the Switch 2 Direct. I wouldn't mind the Switch 2 coming out maybe holiday itself. It's weird that it would, like, clash with Legends ZA. Like, it comes out the same time. Unless they, like, enhance it on the Switch 2, but I don't know. I feel like it might get in the way a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's kind of makes me curious, because this is, like, the first time, what I would assume in a long time, that, like, they announce a Pokemon game and it doesn't come out that year. Or maybe I think Legends Arceus might have been announced at, like, Pokemon Day, and then it came out, like, the following January. But, like, we're really looking at... They announced ZA a year ago.
Did they really? Oh, it was last Pokemon Presents. Yeah.
I think it did.
Yeah, that was the last Pokemon
which,
Presents.
which is like kind of nuts to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because like that's we're probably looking at like 18 months from the announcement to the release,
Mm-hmm.
which is like totally different than what they've been doing for a while now. So
I mean,
like
if Legends ZA is like disappointing in any way, I hope it just means that there's more time being funneled into Gen 10 and whatever they're doing for the Switch 2. Because I feel like Switch 2 is going to be more powerful, but like hardware-wise, they don't need to start from scratch. They don't need to relearn. Like it's not going to be the jump from 3DS to Switch. Like it's a lot easier, I presume.
Yeah. No, I assume that as well. I mean, it seems to just be like a Switch with like higher like processing power, a little bit more kind of juice to it. So I think like it's not going to be that much more difficult to develop for. In like, the same way that like 3DS to Switch was. One thing that I'm curious about now that I think about it is like where's Gen 10? Because not because I like necessarily think they should do it this year. I think one thing people have been saying recently is that maybe they should take a little bit more time to release new games, because I think frankly Pokemon Game Freak has been infamous these past like literally like 8 years for having these very like clunky, not very well optimized games that honestly kind of feel a little unfinished. I'll be real with you.
Sure. That's fair.
And because of that, like, I think people have had this habit of saying they should take more time. And they might literally be taking more time if we're going to get Gen 10 in a traditional sense.
I think the last 4-year gap between generations was Gen 4 and 5. I'm pretty sure. Because everything after that was 3 years, I think. Right?
Let me see. Diamond and Pearl.
So it's 2010.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit different back then, just because games were coming out like at different times between Japan and North America.
Right.
But yeah, no. Diamond and Pearl came out in Japan September of 2006. And I'm pretty sure Black and White came out September of 2010. So we haven't had this since Gen 4 to 5.
And then Gen 6 onward, they started releasing globally at the same time. And then it went.
Yeah, every 3
Gen
years.
6 was 2013. Or sorry, Gen 5. Gen 7 was 2016. Gen 8 was 2019. Gen 9 was 2022. So, 2025 would be if we're following the 3-year. So, this is the first, 4-year gap since Gen 4 to 5, which I hope means it's going to be the best it can be. I don't mind waiting if it's going to be fantastic and last me a long time. And quite honestly, already this year, maybe I'm getting my hopes up, but even, aside from Doom, Dark Ages, or Monster Hunter, or Deltarune, if this is the Switch 2 launch year, they gotta be launching with something crazy. I feel like we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. Maybe it doesn't launch with anything at all. It's a gimmick game, and maybe, a Mario... I don't know. A 3D Mario is all I care about, but we might not...
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a lock, but I don't know.
I have my fingers crossed for a 3D Mario.
Yeah.
Just because it's... Well, I mean, I guess,
we know
there's
Mario
a good
Kart at the
argument
very
made.
least.
Yeah, I think Mario Kart is probably going to be a launch. I don't think they'd show it off if it wasn't going to be a launch title. It's the only game they actually showed off. I'm pretty... I think, I would be... I think, honestly, it feels like people have had the same conversation for every Direct for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm not really... I don't really get disappointed in the same way I used to, because I think, it's... they're never gonna stick, kind of do exactly what you want them to, and it's just that's not a thing that happens. I think people need to kind of keep that in mind. But and the reason I say that is because I will actually be kind of disappointed if they don't, come out with a 3D Mario game, or at least kind of announce one. It just seems, Odyssey 8 years ago this year. It seems like a little nuts in my opinion. For Odyssey for there not to be a new 3D Mario game in any capacity. So I guess Galaxy was 2007, Odyssey was 2017. But you could argue
And even
3D World and 3D
even the
Land
same
kind of
team,
work.
even if you look at they were working on other stuff. Even Bowser's Fury was 2021, which was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even a full game. I think.
Yeah.
If we're looking towards the future of 3D Mario, I think it's probably an amalgamation of Odyssey and Bowser's Fury, where they were using that as a tech demo to try open world, you can go in any of these different zones just by walking, And I think it'll be more like that. Maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I should replay Bowser's Fury because it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I haven't done it since 2021, but I had a good time, and it wasn't that long. It took like a couple streams.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I gotta continue. Now I probably will be able, if I play a different Switch game every Thursday, I may be like done with all of them by the time like the Switch 2 comes out, if that is a holiday release. But I gotta end this stream, get the VOD to my editor, and then I will. Everyone watching this right now, stay here on the channel because I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes tops for like the proper stream. I just need to cut it off in the middle. Thank you for joining us, Switchy. How many Thursdays do we have left before I guess 4 Thursdays, right? Before April 2nd. If I do this every Thursday.
Thursdays.
So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. And one of them is going to be like a big gimmick stream. So really only 3 more. That's nothing. 3 more news segments. We're going to cover the news then. Thank you for joining us. You're probably watching on the BHultra Turbo YouTube channel. Anyway, shout out. I'm going to get this done around really quick, and thank you all for joining us. We're going to head out. And again, I will be back in like 5-10 minutes tops. Later.
All right, see you guys.